All right, I want you to check this out. This is a Bloomfield Hills teacher. She's just one of 8 teachers in the United States selected to take part in a really unique project. Cranbrook School's teacher Ashlie Smith spent 11 minutes in zero gravity last Wednesday performing experiments that her students actually came up with. Take a look. This flight was thanks to Space for Teachers. It's a program that aims to bring space-based research to the classroom. So teachers like Ashlie Smith get to learn what they learned there, bring it back to their 8th graders over at Cranbrook School for Girls. Ashlie, first of all, like the outfit. Fittingly, and you've got your class.
Thank you.
You got your class behind you. So the kids came up with the experiments. What kind of things did you do? What kind of experiments?
Yeah, so we had a main experiment that focused on fluids and how fluids behave in microgravity, and I'll have a student kind of tell you about that. It's playing in the background right now, and we just let that run. We turned on a camera and it was self-managing. And then at the same time, we were demonstrating different toys and how different toys would act in microgravity. And the unique thing about these toys is that they were built by my students, but the original toy was designed and built by students in Nigeria.
Oh,
so
wow.
we have a international connection with Nigerian teachers and students.
So how did you get involved in this whole Space for Teachers thing?
Yep. So I am very involved with different space organizations outside the classroom, different workshops that I attend. I went to Nigeria actually in September with a space organization, and that's what started that collaboration. But Space for Teachers is a program where I actually applied 3 years ago, didn't get it, and applied again, and was selected last spring. Went to a microgravity workshop in Austin at the University of Texas, and kind of learned about the different physics involved in microgravity, and just
I'm going to interrupt because I want to bring in.
Focused on fluids.
I want to bring in that student you had mentioned. Can we talk to them? And they were one of the ones that helped to explain the experiment on what they were doing.
Yeah, she can explain the experiment.
So what did you do? Explain.
Okay, so the point of our project was to kind of investigate how different liquids are going to move in space. We focused our idea was based off of how rocket fuel moves in space, and how different astronaut organizations like NASA, how they're going to send their rockets to space and how the rocket fuel is going to move. We decided to use different shapes, and then we wanted to figure out the optimal interior angle, like proportions, to see what can stop these gas bubbles from being created within the tubes, and how can we keep the liquid as contained as possible without it becoming out of control, so that we can actually measure how much rocket fuel we're using and see how it's going to act in space.
Okay, that's so cool. Thank you. Thank you for that explainer.
Getting
these classes are a lot harder than the ones
excited.
I took. We're running out of time. Last question.
And that's what's so awesome about the program.
It really is. How did it feel? How did it feel?
You know, you have to lay down, you have to stare at the ceiling. They tell you this so you don't get sick. You can take medication beforehand, and I did. And then when you get into the parabola for microgravity, you experience hypergravity first. So we experienced 1.8 Gs, which feels kind of like a toddler sitting on your chest. It wasn't too tough to breathe. And you stare at the ceiling, and then when you get to the top of the parabola, you can feel your body starting to rise, and you really have no control. And once you get over the parabola, your body just starts to go up. And for me, being a small mass, I just kind of instantly went to the ceiling. And what was really cool was that any little push sent my body to the other side of the wall. So they had stabilizing cords that you could grab and kind of steady yourself. I was flipping, and what was cool is that I didn't get that same sensation on Earth because the fluid was moving with my body, so I wasn't getting like a head rush or anything like that. So
all right,
totally
Ashlie, we're going to wrap you up.
That
I was going to say we could keep talking, but I do have to go. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us and sharing your students with us. We really appreciate it. Great stuff.